From the revolution that birthed it, a struggle that saw ordinary colonists rise against a mighty empire, to the conflicts that continue to shape its global role, from the world wars that redefined global power structures to the modern-day battles against terrorism and cyber threats, America's story is inseparable from the battles it has fought. Each war, each conflict, has left an indelible mark on the nation's history and psyche. These wars, while fraught with loss and sacrifice, have been instrumental in defining the nation's character, ideals, and place in the world. They have tested the mettle of its people and the resilience of its institutions. They stand as testaments to the courage and resilience of the American people, showcasing the spirit of determination and the will to overcome adversity, but also serve as stark reminders of the human cost of conflict. The gravestones and memorials are silent witnesses to the sacrifices made by countless individuals. This essay explores the epic saga of American war history, examining key battles and turning points that have left an indelible mark on the nation's fabric. The American Revolution, the Civil War, the World Wars, and the Vietnam War are just a few chapters in this complex narrative. Each of these wars brought about significant changes, not just in terms of territorial gains or losses, but in the very essence of what it means to be American. And the Vietnam War are just a few chapters in this complex narrative. These conflicts have shaped the nation's policies, its approach to international relations, and its internal dynamics. Each conflict brought its own set of challenges, triumphs, and tragedies, shaping the nation's identity and its evolving role on the world stage. The victories celebrated and the defeats mourned have all contributed to the collective memory and identity of the nation. Understanding these wars is crucial to understanding America itself. The strategies employed, the decisions made, and the outcomes achieved all offer insights into the nation's values and priorities. This journey through American military history will highlight the strategic brilliance, the unwavering courage, and the profound sacrifices that have defined the nation's past. It will showcase the leaders who made pivotal decisions and the soldiers who executed them with valor, and the profound sacrifices that have defined the nation's past. The stories of individual bravery and collective effort are woven into the larger tapestry of American history. It will also delve into the ethical dilemmas and the lasting consequences of these conflicts, examining the moral questions that arise in the heat of battle and the long-term impacts on society, prompting reflection on the true cost of war and the enduring pursuit of peace. The quest for peace, despite the scars of war, remains a central theme in America's ongoing story. The American Revolution, a fiery crucible from which a nation emerged, was a defining moment in history that reshaped the world. It pitted American colonists against the might of the British Empire. Fueled by ideals of liberty, self-determination, and a desire for a better future, the colonists, outmatched and outgunned, engaged in a protracted struggle for independence. The battles of Lexington and Concord marked the start of open warfare, with the shot heard round the world echoing the colonists' defiance. This initial clash set the stage for a long and arduous conflict. General George Washington, a leader of unwavering resolve, emerged as the commander of the Continental Army. Despite facing numerous setbacks and hardships, Washington's strategic acumen and the colonists' unwavering spirit kept the flame of rebellion alive. The winter encampment at Valley Forge became a symbol of their endurance, a testament to their commitment to the cause of freedom. The soldiers endured harsh conditions, with limited supplies and severe cold, yet their resolve never wavered. The Battle of Saratoga, a decisive victory for the colonists, proved to be a turning point in the war. This victory not only boosted the morale of the American forces, but also secured crucial foreign support, with France recognizing American independence and providing much-needed military assistance. This alliance shifted the balance of power, paving the way for the eventual defeat of the British. The surrender of British General Cornwallis at Yorktown in 1781 marked the culmination of years of struggle and sacrifice. This momentous event signaled the end of major hostilities, and the Treaty of Paris, signed in 1783, formally recognized the United States of America as an independent nation. This treaty not only ended the war, but also set the stage for the young nation to begin its journey of self-governance. The American Revolution, a beacon of hope for aspiring democracies worldwide, proved that even the mightiest empires could be challenged and defeated by the unwavering pursuit of liberty. Its legacy continues to inspire movements for freedom and justice around the globe, reminding us that the quest for liberty is a timeless and universal endeavor. The American Civil War, a tragic chapter in the nation's history, pitted brother against brother in a bloody conflict over slavery and the meaning of union. This war, which lasted from 1861 to 1865, was one of the most devastating events in American history, resulting in the loss of over 600,000 lives and leaving deep scars on the nation. The secession of southern states, driven by economic and ideological differences, led to the formation of the Confederate States of America. These states, primarily agricultural and reliant on slave labor, felt their way of life was under threat from the industrializing North, which was increasingly opposed to the expansion of slavery. This act of defiance ignited a conflagration that would test the very fabric of the nation. The war saw numerous battles, each more brutal than the last, with entire towns and cities being razed to the ground and countless lives being lost in the process. The Battle of Fort Sumter, the first shots fired in the Civil War, marked the beginning of a long and brutal conflict. This battle, which took place in April 1861, saw Confederate forces firing upon the Union-held fort in Charleston Harbor, South Carolina, signaling the start of hostilities. The Union, led by President Abraham Lincoln, sought to preserve the nation, while the Confederacy, under the leadership of Jefferson Davis, fought for independence and the preservation of their way of life. Lincoln's leadership was crucial in keeping the Union together, while Davis struggled to unify the Confederate States under a common cause. The Battle of Gettysburg, a pivotal battle in the war, resulted in staggering casualties on both sides. Fought over 3 days in July 1863, it was the bloodiest battle of the war, with over 50,000 soldiers killed, wounded, or missing. This battle marked a turning point in the war, as the Union forces were able to repel the Confederate invasion of the North. Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, delivered at the dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery, eloquently redefined the purpose of the war, framing it as a struggle to preserve a nation conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. This short but powerful speech, delivered in November 1863, has become one of the most famous speeches in American history. The Civil War witnessed the rise of military leaders like Ulysses S. Grant for the Union and Robert E. Lee for the Confederacy, both brilliant strategists who led their armies with determination and courage. Grant's relentless pursuit of victory and Lee's tactical genius were key factors in the war's many battles and campaigns. The war also saw the emancipation of enslaved people, a moral victory that redefined the nation's values. The Emancipation Proclamation, issued by President Lincoln in January 1863, declared all slaves in Confederate-held territory to be free, and paved the way for the eventual abolition of slavery throughout the United States. The Union victory in 1865 preserved the nation and abolished slavery, but the scars of the conflict and the legacy of racial injustice continued to shape American society for generations to come. The Reconstruction era that followed the war was a time of great upheaval and change, as the nation struggled to rebuild and integrate millions of newly freed African Americans into society. The effects of the Civil War are still felt today, as the United States continues to grapple with issues of race, equality, and national unity.